You are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, and you know what those days mean. It's time for another AEW Event Center report for either Dynamite, Rampage, or Collision. And now, here is the host of the AEW Event Center Wrestling Report, New Bedford's version of Tony Schiavone, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima's Shenanigans, 1977, episode 1921, 1921. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and it's, now we're about 79 episodes away from 2000, ladies and gentlemen, and, I'll tell you what, we are ending this is the final Saturday of 2024, as you know. Next week the first half of next week will be 2024. But after December 31st, the calendar as of midnight Wednesday, January 1st, we changed calendars for a brand new year. And to conclude this video, what I want to do, and I'm not going to conclude it right now, obviously, but I'm going to talk about what happened on AEW Worlds End 2024. Lots of stuff has happened, and we made picks and predictions for Rant and Rave. Let's just say that once again, my predictions and picks, well, I did not do too well. But I did, however, Mercedes Moné had arrived at the arena in Orlando, Florida, and Lexi Nair interviewed Layla Gray as she was looking for an opportunity to defeat Toni Storm. And Toni Storm, Layla Gray. Layla Gray is one of my favorite ladies from AEW, along with Toni Storm as well. And they fought in the 0 hour, and I picked Toni Storm to win the matchup. She did. So, she did end up winning the matchup, defeating Layla Gray. Then Lexi Nair interviewed QT Marshall as there was another 0 hour match as Jeff Jarrett went up against QT Marshall, or as I like to call him, QT Marshall, QT Fire Marshal Bill, because he's an idiot. You know, I was like, I hope Jeff Jarrett beats him so much that he looks like Fire Marshal Bill when Jeff Jarrett gets done with him. So, and QT Marshall calls himself the bringer of doom. What? He's ripping off AJ, Mr. Big Boom. What's wrong with you, QT Marshall? That's it. You're forever now QT Fire Marshal Bill. So, anyways, Jeff Jarrett and QT Marshall did fight. Aaron Solo appeared at ringside and went to go retrieve the guitar for Jay Lethal to come down and stop him, and basically Jeff Jarrett did end up winning the matchup. So, and then Lexi Nair interviewed Toni Storm, and then Deonna Purrazzo interrupts her and say, "How about a matchup between you and me this Saturday at Collision?" And Toni Storm's like, "Okay, Toni Storm's got a little bit of amnesia problem, or like that she thinks she's still a rookie in AEW. So, but I love Toni Storm. We'll see how this plays out, though. Or it could have been mind games by Toni Storm all along. You never know. Who knows for sure. The 8-man tag match to close out 0 hour. Top Flight and the Outrunners against Lio Rush and Action Andretti. When I see those jackets, those spiked jackets on Action Andretti and Lio Rush, I thought they looked like a couple of Koopa kids, from the Super Mario game, Anyways, those crazy jackets. And the Murder Machines, that would be the Machine Brian Cage, the Murder Hawk Lance Archer. That's a heck of a team. Don Callis is pretty much of a genius to put that team together. I might not like the guy as much, and he acts a little arrogant, and he's been known as Jacko, but I call him Jackass, because he acts like one sometimes, and in AEW. But when it comes to talent, he knows how to bring them together. He has Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, and you got the Murder Machines. That's a formidable foursome right there that Don Callis has put together for the Don Callis family. But in the end, though, in the end of that matchup, Don Callis gets involved, hits one of the Outrunners, possibly Truth Magnum, but then they give Leo Rush tags himself, and I almost got to an argument, but they did pick up the victory, and Don Callis was not very pleased about that. But Private Party comes out to confront Leo Rush and Action Andretti, and they started going at it. So, and then Lexi interviewed Planet Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett says, "Hey, this Wednesday, I have an announcement as far as my career is concerned. Sean J. Judd does not like the handles of Jay Lethal and Satin. I'm singing like, what the heck is going on?" So, main card time. Now, they kicked off with the first two matches of the Continental Semifinal Classics. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. These two men went at it, tooth and nail, move for move. It got to the point where Will Ospreay was so busted up and had the proverbial crimson mask. He was bleeding like a stuffed pig. Let me tell you. And in the end, Will Ospreay, despite all that, won the match. So he'll be facing the winner of the Okada Ricochet matchup, which was coming up next. And this was a heck of a match. And Ricochet's been developing an attitude, and I think Ricochet is a changed man since he left the WWE, and going into I think a lot of people are upset with him because Samantha Urban has left the WWE, and I personally Samantha Urban has makes her own decisions. If she still wants to be with her man, I respect that. But, I'm not mad because, Samantha Urban is a fellow New Bedford native, and I will support her, and whatever she does. She wants to do something different for her career. She was a singer, so I think she's trying to go back to her roots in that one. So, and then every internet nerd gets upset with, Ricochet, and he calls them cheese curlers and all that. I'm staying out of this one, man, but I would say this, though, the attitude, Okada won the matchup, so Swerve Strickland comes out, and he said, "Hey, remember I told you that if you blew it, you're going to have to deal with me? Well, you've blown it." So, and then Prince Nana comes out with a wagon full of toilet paper. And he said, "We're all going to celebrate with you." And they were all, celebrate. Even if there's streamers in Japan, they throw toilet paper at Ricochet. Ricochet's not happy. You know what? I'm going to get a joke right now. I was going to do it on X, but I didn't do it. I said, hey, listen. Well, now we can call Ricochet the Great Cornholio because he needs teepee for his bunghole, and he got a lot of teepee. And so Prince Nana and Swerve Strickland says, "Okay, I think Ricochet needs teepee for his bunghole." I am the Great Cornholio. You taking? Wait, there you go. I am the Great Cornholio. You taking me the teepee for my bunghole? Oh, that was funny, dude. You gotta admit, that was funny. Ricochet, Ricochet was not very happy with that. Although poor Ospreay's going to need that toilet paper because all the bleeding the poor guy's been through. Anyways, Ospreay's okay, it's all right. And he knows Okada very, very well, so that'll be a heck of a matchup for sure. So I got the first two matches right, and then the women's title in the Tijuana Street Fight, and Thunder Rosa brought her dad with her, and he's at ringside. Mariah May comes out, disrespects Thunder Rosa. These two beat the heck out of each other, and that piñata that Thunder Rosa brought a piñata to the ring. Well, it wasn't full of candy; it was full of thumbtacks. But in the end, Mariah May did retain the title. So, what does that mean for the women's division in AEW? Mariah May's beaten just about everybody in the women's division. And then the Dynamite Diamond Ring happened, and the Undisputed Kingdom's Mike Bennett and Matt Taven were observing the whole match of them and watching Adam Cole's back. And then while MJF was attempting to use the ring as a weapon, but Matt Taven and Mike Bennett tried to stop him, but then MJF faked being attacked, and so that the referee can eject him from ringside so he can use it. But despite all that, in the end, MJF did retain his Dynamite Diamond ring. But he was about to injure Cole, but then Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, well, they got on the same page. They held up MJF, and Adam Cole used the ring himself to knock out MJF's lights out, and all three men hug it out in the ring, and then Taven and Bennett came back out, and they all, it was like all five members of the Undisputed Kingdom has arrived. So, remember Bobby Fish? He's not anywhere. So where's the lie? So, anyways, I had to throw that in there. Then the international title on the line, Konosuke Takeshita versus Powerhouse Hobbs, and Don Callis joined on commentary. And I picked Adam Cole to beat that Beavis-looking butthead. That didn't work. I picked Thunder Rosa to beat Mariah May. That didn't work. So I picked Hobbs to win this matchup, but Konosuke Takeshita won it. So basically, so there's that. So then Renee Paquette interviewed Okada. Okada is determined to retain his title. We'll see what happens. TBS title on the line, Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. And I picked Statlander to win it, but Mercedes Moné ended up retaining the title. So that's another one wrong off me. Then the Continental Classic, the final, Kazuchika Okada versus Will Ospreay. I picked Ospreay to win the whole thing, but Okada did retain, though. So, but after the matchup, though, Christopher Daniels comes out and made a special announcement that he's no longer the EVP, or the acting EVP, but this man is the return of the best bout machine himself, Kenny Omega. He has returned as, I think he's going to be the acting EVP for now until he gets medically cleared to fight. He presents Kazuchika Okada with the Continental title, and Okada did taunt him a little bit. But seeing Kenny Omega back, we'll see how this plans out. But that could spell trouble for the Death Riders. So speaking of which, Jon Moxley defending the world title against Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White in a fatal four-way. Claudio Castagnoli gets involved trying to bail Orange Cassidy out. Marina Shafir also got involved in the matchup, fighting with Orange Cassidy. Meanwhile, the Patriarchy was watching the matchup from the Skybox seats. As you know, Christian Cage has that guaranteed contract for an AEW World title shot. He can cash in any time. So, Wheeler Yuta gets involved, pulling the referee out, attacking people, but in the end, Jon Moxley ended up retaining the title in a wild night. Jim Ross came back to do commentary on the final two matches, the Continental Classic between Okada and Ospreay, and the world title matchup. But they decided to make Jay White pay for what he did to Marina Shafir, hit Marina Shafir with the Blade Runner, but the lights went out. Here comes FTR. Here comes FTR. FTR comes up, but the lights went out. And in FTR, the logo morphed to Rated FTR. Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, has come back, and he said, Death Riders, you're mine, you're ours, we're taking it all. And in fact, Tony Khan is, FTR brawled with the rest of the Death Riders, and then Copeland did spear Moxley, and that's when he dressed Moxley, said, hey kid, and as Claudio bails out Moxley, and he's, hey kid, we're back and you're ours, FTR, Rated FTR, we're taking it all. And so I'm really excited about that. And in fact, this coming Wednesday, the first Dynamite of the new year, a trios matchup. The Death Riders go up against Rated FTR. So, let me see how I did. Only predicted 2 right, 5 wrong. There were 7 matches on the card. 2 for 7. I suck. I suck worse than the Patriots. Anyways, that is it for AEW's World's End pay-per-view event center. Thank you for tuning in to the show, and I hope to see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Well, at night, and until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.